This is David Hakan with KC Cafe Radio at the Gypsy Wagon studio. I'm here with Kevin and Mary Corbett. Kevin is one of the winners of the New Song Showcase at the Walnut Valley Music Festival. Welcome, Kevin and Mary.
Thank you, David.
Good to be here.
Thanks for inviting us into the Gypsy Wagon.
Yes.
So, Kevin, tell us a little bit about your musical background growing up as a kid.
So growing up, I was one of 8 kids, and I had music in the house all the time. My parents had grown up in Chicago during the big band era, so we always had swing music in the house, and my dad had a great passion for music and didn't play anything, but my mom always could play piano some, and then later in her life she went back to college and worked on her piano. So, you know, she was always motivating for us. But then I have a brother who's tremendously talented. He's played in down here at Winfield. He plays many instruments, but he plays steel drums, and he played that down here with a fellow that plays the Chapman stick. So he's very talented. I have another brother that is a spectacular. He majored music and really talented. So I was the guy that went out and learned how to play harmonica and play in the bars. So, you know, after college, the first band was Little Eddie and the Stompers, and I played nothing but harmonica. And then when I was about 45, almost 50, I started playing the guitar and writing music a little bit soon thereafter. So anyway, I guess I needed to get it out.
Great. So tell us the spark for this first song that you're going to...
So we're going to do the song that won the showcase this year in the None of the Above categories, which is one of the most interesting named categories ever, because if it's out of context, it means nothing other than nothing. And so anyway, this song is called Midnight Train. And I knew you'd ask me where it came from. And so the couple of things is as I started late in life as a guitar player, I was always challenging myself to find guitar licks that I could learn. And I always wanted to write a train song. And so it really kind of just started with this... groove. And I could hardly do it. And it took me a long time just to get this groove, and I knew it was a train groove. And so then kind of my songwriting way... I just started morphing into the song, and sometimes people start with words. This one started with the vibe, and it turned into what I could call a frantic love song. And this was a song about trying to get me and my girl on the midnight train. If not, we'll lose it all. So it's a frantic moment to try to get on this train that leaves at midnight.
Oh, let's hear that song.
All right, little midnight train.
There's a pilgrim on the rise, black stone face the sky. The sound of steel wheels turn and the smell of diesel burning. Things will never be the same once we ride that midnight train. Then she's standing in the ticket lights, we Mary shows her worried mind. So
So that's the old Midnight Train, Frantic Love Song. If I miss that midnight train and my sweet Mary, I might lose it all.
Yeah, shaking the rafters for that one.
Thank you, Dave.
Well, you two always sound great as
Thanks
a
so
duo,
much.
but tell us about your band.
Sure. We had Leslie and Sherm Galloway come up and be our band for the showcase, which was really fun. Sherm plays an electric band project with Mary and I. We played bluegrass, but as a boy that played harmonica in blues bands for years, always have this old sound for playing the blues and blues instruments. And so we have worked on a electric project. We got a great drummer, a good electric bass player who's also a good songwriter. And then Sherm Galway, he plays a Telecaster style guitar, and then Mary plays electric banjo, and her guitar and sings. And then I play several types of guitars, and I play lap steel guitars to kind of create a great sound. And
play the mandolin.
I have an electric mandolin that I play, and then I play some
lap steel,
and then I have a Stratocaster that I go through with lots of reverb, and we do things like we do a version of Bang Bang from Sonny and Cher, actually.
Yeah. Great. So would you play another song for us?
Sure. So this song, being a Kansan, things happen as you grow up, and Kansas is where you came from and who you will always be. And so I started writing. I did a lot of work through my job. I worked with park departments and historical groups and National Park Service for my whole life. And so I was around a lot of historic sites and working with that kind of stuff. And we had some of the greatest historical figures ever in Kansas. And so, and people don't realize that, you had Billy Kidd came out of Wichita before he went out. And so I got on this little thing. So, and at this one time I decided to do a trifecta of Kansas historical songs. And so the first one that I coughed out it's just this really crazy, bizarre, great song called Crazy Carrie Nation, about the young lady from South Central Kansas who busted down bar rooms and tried to make sure people were trying to get saved.
Yeah.
So I did a song called Crazy Carrie Nation. Then right after that, I did a song about John Brown. And John Brown came from Ohio out to Kansas with 13 of his sons. And they settled in Osawatomie, and they came out because Kansas was the last state. They were the free state, and there was equal amounts of slave states as well as free states, and the breaking tie was going to be Kansas. So there was a lot of pressure. Quantrill's raiders came in. They were trying to kill men to get rid of votes and things like that. So anyway.
And then Quantrill came along too as your third song.
But anyway, on this one, John Brown, he comes out to Kansas with his sons and did skirmishes and things like this prior to Quantrill, actually. And then kind of an interesting guy. He went on from here to Harper's Ferry, and at Harper's Ferry, he took over an armory and ended up getting hung for treason. So anyway, he seemed to have the right guy in mind. So anyway, this is a little song we like to call John Brown's Train. John Brown was part of the Underground Railroad.
A lot of people don't know that.
He helped many of the slaves escape the South. So he did this as part of his deal. And so this is a little bit about his time on the railroad.
Let's hear that song.
Okay.
4, 3, 2, 1. With a rifle in your hand, the gun on your side, you take those slaves for freedom ride. Screaming fire and brimstone, swinging swords in the sky. You stick claiming Kansas, gonna fight till you die. So ride, my train of John Brown. I said ride. That train underground. Well, free state fighting to set the black man free, and on John Brown you just couldn't let it be. And John Brown, it was freezing at your home. Slow ride, that train, John Brown. Is it right? That train underground. Oh yeah, let's go.
Kevin and Mary Corbett, thanks so much for coming in today and sharing your music with us.
Thanks, Dave.
Look forward to talking more some other day.
This is David Hakan with KC Cafe Radio.